Hey folks, happy Friday and welcome to another episode of Plan A Conversations. Hope your week was off to a really great start. It was a really great week for us. I know those of you that follow me, I partnered with Human Fit Project and we are creating a really great editorial series on mental fitness. The second part of our 4-part series airs this Sunday, so be sure to check out Human Fit Project as well as my site at Plan A with Clay to learn more about how you can strengthen not only your mind, but also your physical fitness. In today's conversation, folks, listen, I have been dying to have this conversation with the Gloria L. Williams for a multitude of reasons. But before I jump into why, I want to welcome the inimitable Gloria L. Williams. Welcome, Gloria, to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. We finally got our dates together. Okay.
Yeah, no problem. It is absolutely a pleasure of mine. And so for our audience, you're going to figure out and know who Gloria is. And for so many people, you already know who she is. But how I learned about Gloria was a gift that a friend gave me. It was a 20th anniversary of the Oprah Winfrey Show multi-CD series. And in the series, there was a woman, Oprah had went down to get her nails done. And there was a young woman who was sitting there in great conversation, her manicurist, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in my mind, after watching that, I was talking to my friend. I said to myself, I wonder what happened to her. It was not but 6 months later that I saw a feature on Gloria in the Oprah magazine. And I said, well, here she is. I need to talk to her.
Right.
So Gloria.
I mean, you're the first person that really admitted you saw that. I looked at that thing at least 40 times. I'm like, I can't believe she walked on the spot. That was a fun. So you're proof that I was there.
Oh, 100% proof. And that's why I wanted to talk to you, because what I know for sure, just even in that instance of seeing you there, you manifested this vision for your life. And so I would love to take us a couple of steps back so our audience can learn how you created this whole entire empire. Gloria, for you, what was your impetus for creating Footnanny, becoming a manicurist? What was the whole idea?
Well, I think what it was it was something I naturally did on an everyday basis growing up, seeing my mother take care of the family when someone was ill. My mother was from the South. We grew up in the Midwest in Dixmoor, Illinois, small town. So she was a Southern mama. Other women were from somewhat of connected to the South, but my mother was directly from Montgomery, Alabama. So she knew how to mix all the little concoctions, which that was a natural thing that I always saw. So when someone would get sick, she would say, get some salve and get some, you remember the Watkins products? I don't know if you remember.
Oh,
back in the
my dad used to sell Watkins products.
You better made some money. So the Watkins products, we used to salve. In your house, you had a can of lard. And that big can of lard, it's like a 5-gallon can of lard, would do everything. Get you ready for Sunday school, oil you down, press your hair, cook. You did everything with that 5-gallon can of lard. I don't know that, but I'm a little older than you. So those are the home remedies I used to see naturally. So I became a healer like my mom with the touch, that healing touch. And I didn't know what I was just doing it. So I started braiding hair. And then I went to work downtown as administrative assistant, because in high school, we learned those things then. Like we learned business, we learned administrative assistant. So when I went downtown to work, I used to see my boss come back from getting a manicure and she would be so happy. And then all these things just started, like you said, manifesting in steps. Someone referred my name to a nail school and they said, oh, we want you to go to a nail school. You referred Rhonda Flowers, a girl I went to school with. Who knew Rhonda was going to say my name? Then I said, okay, 9 weeks. And so all the things that were supposed to happen started happening. The first client in nail school wanted a pedicure. She had no toenails. So my mom taught me how to do feet because of, not say the tuilery, the cuticles and things, but the toenail clipping, the fouling, the scraping of the dead skin. My dad, she would do his feet, he would do her feet. So these are things I was comfortable with. So I said, oh, I'll do her feet. do her feet. And I was like, what? So then from that point on, everybody was like, get a pedicure to Gloria, get a pedicure to Gloria, because they hate doing them. And I was so
Mm.
happy. And the lady had no toenails. I was okay. Well, I don't have a lot of work to do. We talked. Because back in the day, if you had a fungus on your toenail, they would remove all your toenails.
Really?
Yes, because they thought if one toenail was infected, they would all be infected. So back the old
Oh.
school, prior to me, I
Mhm,
would say maybe in the 60s and the 70s, early 70s,
mhm.
maybe they would remove all your toenails. And so
Wow.
I did that. And so I became the girl to do feet in school. I mean, I did nails, but I loved doing feet because I saw the reaction that they would have after they soaked their feet and got, the massage. I saw that with my mom and dad. So my
Mhm.
grandmother trained my mother taught me. So moving forward, keep going.
Yeah, please.
Look at you. So moving forward, I started doing nails part-time, and I was still working downtown as administrative assistant. But one day I made more in a day than it took me in a week of going back and forth downtown. And I kept thinking, this is crazy. I can do this. I'm happy. I can talk. Nobody's telling me to shut up.
Mhm.
Text talk, my boss would say, you should stop talking. I said, then you should put a sign up here that says, Gloria's desk on your way to your office, and they'll stop talking to me. So then we didn't have text then. I was like, this is crazy. So I was having fun. I was talking and I was making money.
Mm,
My entrepreneur part of life came from also when I was younger. My mom had a candy store. That's all these
mhm,
things that happened at the same time. She had
mhm,
a candy store because my father said, well, you can't work because if you work, the neighbors will talk about me and I can't take care of my family. It was a big thing there. But now
mm.
the men are like, hey, my wife got a job. I got a job.
Hey,
All in.
yeah. Mhm,
So she said, well, we'll do a candy store. So I would take the orders from school
mhm,
when I was younger, like in my 10, 11, 12, 13. Take the orders for candy, go home, get the candy, pack it up, write the number. So I learned all these things when I was younger that I'm
wow.
using now, right?
Yeah.
So moving forward, I started doing nails. I said, that's it, I'm leaving. I'm quitting. I'm done. On my interview, my boss said, well, downtown, we can only give you a 3% raise. I said, that's 3 cents on a dollar. That's 3 cents.
Mm. Mhm.
What is that? Because I know
Right,
all about math, business, all this. So I'm handling you toe to toe, right?
right,
I was having
right.
a little quick mouth. So he said, well, you're going to do what I say as long as I tell you, as long as you work for me. I said, well,
Right.
I guess, I won't be working for you no more. So I quit. So we had
And
this.
did you have something lined up for you at that point?
I just knew I was going to go to a cut above, sit over in the corner and do nails and make money.
Mm,
And eat
okay.
sandwiches when I wanted to. You know how it is in the salons and the black
Yeah.
salons. The sandwich lady, you got the gold man come in with jewelry, you got the perfume man come in. I was having a ball. My father said, you have lost your mind. So I stopped. And so I think when my father really took me serious after that was the first time I bought a car, it was a Pontiac Fiero, little red Fiero, and I paid
Uh-huh.
cash for it. And that's when he saw me counting it out. He said, okay, this is my first child to ever do this, because I grew up with
Wow.
3 boys, so I tried to be the best at stuff because they were
Mhm,
competed, that sibling rivalry. And so I started doing nails, and then I got a house. I was renting a home. Everything, you know how you say manifest. Everything that's happened to me has just set right in front of me.
yeah, it really sounds like that.
Right.
Like, it
Yeah. Go ahead.
no, go ahead, you go ahead, this is good.
For example, I wanted one of my clients. I was praying for God to send me to give me a house, right? And
Mhm,
I needed a house with 2 doors. I needed a door, actually 3 doors. I needed a front door, a back door, and I needed a side door. So
mhm,
when somebody would come in to get their nails done, the business law was there in Dalton, Illinois, because I moved where I found it, was that you had to sit, you had to have a separate door for your business.
mhm.
So, one of my clients came to me word of mouth, and she was Caucasian. And that's why I tell everybody, now with all the things that's happening, you can't get to the point where you think only Black people is going to save me. God doesn't bless us according
Woo.
to the color of our skin. You have
Preach.
to open up and be a Christian, be a child of God. Or if you don't believe in God, you just got to open up and just see.
That's right.
Your blessings will come in all directions.
Mm-hmm.
So one day after I said it, I'll tell you where I got that energy to say the prayer too. After I would say it, maybe a couple of days later, this lady came in. Her name was Ruth Grissom. I'll never forget. And she said, "Oh, hey, Gloria, how you doing?" She was on her way. She said, "I'm on my way." And then she got there. She said, "I'm so sorry I'm a little late." She said, "But I got this house that I was getting ready to rent." And I said, "Oh, you do?" And she said, "Yeah." That's why I said, I've never needed credit. I don't know, credit score. I mean, it could be jacked up, whatever. I didn't need that, right?
Yeah.
So she sat down and I said, "Oh, you got a house you're renting?" And she said, "Yeah." She said, "Oh, are you looking for a house to rent?" I said, "Actually, I am." And she said, "Oh, I said, "Tell me about it." She said, "Well, it has 3 doors. It has a front door and a back door." I've never told anybody this story. It has a front door, back door, and a side door. I'm like, "Okay." And she said, "Yeah, and it's got a bathroom, and it's in Dalton. It's a ranch." Oh my God! And so I said, I want this house. I need this house." She said, "Yeah." I said, "My lease is up here at this little nail salon I had," and I said, "It's I want to be at home because I was working so much. I
Right.
was working doing nails like crazy, mind you, moving to the house just like that, right?"
Mm-hmm.
Got into the house, and then we started watching the AM Chicago Oprah show. All this start happening back then, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was the start of a lot of different challenges for me. When I got the house and I started doing nails, and the clients would come over knocking on the window because they know I'm there because I live there. Me up, and I'm getting in there, and they would say, subliminally, "You need to do her nails. You need to do that Oprah's nails," because she was, had just started off with the afro and all that. I said, "Okay, one day I will. One day." It wasn't like one day I'm gonna do her nails.
Right.
One day.
Mm-hmm.
So my neighbor, this is when I knew I was on to something. I had a neighbor who was Caucasian. Back then, the proper way to say Caucasian, everybody's saying white now, like it's and she was a single mom with 2 sons. I saw her, But I went to the village and asked them, could I please have a business license? Because I don't want anybody to think anything going on. Because back then it was like a lot of
Oh.
doing stuff. And I didn't want
Yeah.
anybody to see. I wasn't in a hood, but I was in a suburb. And they were
Right.
really watching for any kind of activity, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I remember one day the neighbor called the police, and the police came to my house, and I said, "Okay, what's this about?" And he said, "Well, we have reason to believe you have some unusual activity going on here." And I said, "Well, I went to the village and I asked them, to give me a business license, and they told me I didn't need one for an at-home nail salon, and I knew, this probably would happen because this is how I do. I'm single. I can't cut the grass myself. I get the little Hispanic guys, baby. They would come around in that truck and say, 'Miss Gloria, you need your got you.' And they over there weeding and cutting, and she over there mowing the lawn, looking at me. And that's when it all started about the whole thing about when it hit me that some people are not happy to see us prosper, or they see me as an African American woman and they think she's up to something. And I think I didn't see it in my town I grew up in because we were so protected and in our town and secluded. And then when I stepped out of it, that's when I started seeing stuff, And
So when she called the police on you, did you ever have an interaction with her after?
no, I stepped it up. I got 8 Hispanic men instead of 4. I doubled it up to push her over.
Wow.
You want to see something? Let me show her what I can do. Listen,
Yeah.
I need some flowers. I just pushed her all the way. How you doing? I waved at her. How you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You
know.
didn't even address it head on with her.
That's how I am.
Yeah.
I just step it up higher.
That's right. That's right.
It's that
Oh,
civil rivalry thing in me with the brothers, how I had to compete.
mhm. And at the same time, though, you are protecting your energy and not even trying to allow somebody else to take or supersede that or
Correct,
control your flow.
correct. And what I will say is that I grew up in church. I studied the Bible, Christian,
Mhm.
Baptist, right? And I always wondered what that prayer thing meant. Like when I prayed,
Mm.
it's like, why are we reading these stories? Why am I talking about why am I talking about these stories? And I read the story and Peter and John, and it never connected. I couldn't get it to connect to my soul. So I
Mhm.
started going to Johnny Coleman, Reverend Dr. Johnny Coleman's church in Chicago. She's metaphysics. And so
Yeah.
that's when I added a little metaphysics with the
Yeah.
Baptist.
Come on.
There was.
Life
I had to
changing.
connect it. I had to know
Yeah.
that when I said a prayer one time, if I ever got to that point that my faith was so strong that I just wanted to be able to do it once. I say that because a first lady told me, if you just learn, or done learn, but get to the point where you have strong enough faith that you have so much confidence in that prayer being said one time and let it go. And then
Mm.
I was trying. And then I would
Right.
go back to it. And then I would say, please. And she said, you don't have to beg God. I said, but I'm not begging.
Ooh.
She said, no, Gloria. And this was a
Mm.
client that just sat in my chair. The people would just sit in my chair and bring, just like that. No matter where I was, I could go
Mhm.
back now where I grew up and have the biggest salon to be a celebrity, a big fish in a little pond. But
Right.
I choose to be doing what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
They would say, she said, and I've offended people before saying, well, I know you're praying, but if you could just get to the point to say it once, whew.
And that's it. I am a former seminarian. I graduated from seminary, and it was not until from Princeton Theological Seminary, but it was not until after me moving to
Mhm.
New York City with $500
Yes,
and combining that metaphysics piece
yes,
with the spiritual teachings and the theological background that when I say that prayer you're talking about, prayers in
yes,
general,
yes,
when I got that thing, I
yes.
was able to just let it go and also just feel like the flow, to be
Mhm.
in that flow of knowing that I don't need to attach, my desperation to the prayer. It's already answered if you just allow it to flow out.
Yes, and I think too, it's like when you reach out, people here in LA, I tend to reach out to look. I was looking for people, and
Hmm.
instead of looking for them, I got to back to my peace and said, God said, I prayed and I said, Lord, what am I doing wrong? He said, you're reaching for them. Let them come to you.
Yeah.
And then you came to me. I didn't know you. You came to
Right.
me. And then
Yeah.
the Megan who you talked to,
Yeah.
she came to me. But I had
Hmm.
to slow it down to start looking at my
Mm.
emails, looking at my DMs,
Right.
looking to see who I was attracting to me. Because all
Right.
the lessons that I need and all the things that I need to accomplish what I'm here to do is right in front of me. That's an Oprah thing right
Hmm.
there. Yep. She said that. Right in front of you. Yeah, so it's right
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, and it's right here. So you're at your home salon, and you're now watching this show on television,
It was
and
AM
someone's telling you,
Chicago and then it was Oprah show.
okay,
She was AM Chicago first.
right,
And then
right.
he said, oh, she not gonna make it. They ain't got no black woman coming. But my clients was more
Mm.
like, yes, we would have so much fun and just looking and doing nails and having fun, right? And
Right.
so from that point, how I ended up in that seat where you saw me was,
Hmm.
hold on, get ready. Here we go. Okay. I decided to I needed to work downtown. I need to be in the Gold Coast. I need to be where I want, just, you know, bigger, do something more other than the suburbs. So my mom passed when I was 25. I moved to Atlanta for about when I was like 28, 29, no, 29. Because I turned
Hmm.
30 when OJ was doing the chase. I remember that.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, where were you? So I turned 30 and I stayed there until I was 34 because my dad had remarried this woman and all that stuff. You see your mama talking about what she want, then you see this lady get what your mama wanted. I couldn't deal with that. So I said, she's a blessing. I'm moving on. I'm going to Atlanta. So when I came back from Atlanta after being there for 4 years, for almost 5 years, I moved back to suburbs. Okay.
Hmm.
Rude awakening. Gloria, get yourself together. Your daddy fan. Okay. And I started working at a salon called Sandra's Beauty Salon, and Sandra was on the South Side, and I was next door to a church. Um,
Hmm.
And the church first lady came. She was like my second, third client. Sandra had put this big banner. She's back. Gloria. Nails by Gloria is here. Because I was Nails by Gloria, honey. I was not.
Okay.
She's back. I said, oh my God, a banner. Wow. She came looking for me.
For you.
Right. But this way, this is how she did. She came looking for me in a magazine article I was reading. That's how I said, that's where I need to be right there, right there, right there.
Right there.
Southside girl with a jazzy salon, the first one to do it like that. So that's how I met Celeste. And then so after I met Celeste, she came and sat down, and the first lady of the church, Celeste Trotter. And then that's how, the whole conversation about prayer and things like that, what I was dealing with, she would be a little soft voice, things she was dealing with, but still. And that's when she said, Gloria, you need to be downtown. You need to be in the Gold Coast. I said, girl, where is that? What she said? You need to be working for Mario Tricoci. I said, well, who is Mario Tricoci? The baddest Italian. I ever met. So I go down there and Marius. When I got there, I said, oh, look at all these people. I'm going to be booked, right?
Yeah. One
of our flaws as African Americans is being late. We've known for being, that little stigma about us. So I came to work on time, but I was slow. I was a little too slow with my service, right?
Okay.
One day, the manager came up to me and she said, listen, I need to talk to you about something. She said, you're going too slow. Julie. People that made a big impression in my life, I don't forget their names. She goes, Julie says, listen, you're going too slow. You need to speed up a little bit. I said, well, nobody else. She said, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking to you. You need to speed it up. I said, oh, you know what? Okay. Then I had another girl that was going behind my back calling me ghetto. Same girl that was asking me, oh, you do nail art, makeup artist, Shayla. Oh, you do nail art? And I said, yeah, she was behind my back. She's like, oh, she's so ghetto. You should bring it. Why would you invite me to do things, to talk about me? But I'm not that girl that's going to attack you. I'm going to get you and you're going to be figuring out, I'm going to smoke them out. I'm going to figure out who talking about me. So all these things came at me at the same time. And so the next day I came to work. Hi, Michelle. It's time for your manicure. I'm Gloria. I'm your nail tech. Let's go. Shake your hand. Let's go. I mean, I was getting down. And so they were like, oh my God. I said, well, you told me I was going too slow. I got this. That by her going at me like that and me stopping the nail art, slowing it down for a minute, putting that aside, because we're downtown in the bougie area.
Right.
What made me, that toughened me up for them to promote me to manager within 6 months of me being there.
Stop.
So clearly she saw something in me.
Yeah.
She said, you got to speed it up. He came at me and asked me to be the manager of the nail tech. Now, this is big. This nail department was like the nail department. If you get Mark Koshi on your resume, you could just write your own ticket to Glory.
And go anywhere. Yeah.
So from that, they said, okay, Gloria, we opened a new salon on 900 North Michigan, Gucci building. You need to hire 35 nail techs. You have 12 now. You need to. I said, by when? You have 3 weeks. 3 weeks? So all the things I've learned in the past, I did that, hired them. We had a double-decker nail salon, upstairs, downstairs. They listened to everything I said they should do. We were bringing Mario Cicciosi over $125,000 a month as a department, just with us together. And then I would push it harder. Like, okay, we can go higher. And he would come in. I was making him so much money with nails. He would come in, Mario, take my hand while I was doing the manicure, and my clients would turn red, and kiss my hand and say, how are you today?
Wow.
That's how good I was doing it, okay?
And he was clear that you were the force behind the business, pushing the business development and everything.
That's what Gloria. Meaning you're the manager. I'm booked every day. I don't have to worry about being booked. I'll get booked first before anybody.
Right.
And my strategy was to talk to girls to talk to them. I would say, you're not happy, are you? And they would say, no. I said, yeah, because I see you don't come to work. You see you have 2 clients. 2 clients can turn into 4 clients. 4 clients can turn into 6. So now all these things that I'm teaching is bringing me to where I am now. One day a guy walked by my desk and I overheard him saying, Oprah Show has a salon. And he was talking to a girl. I was like, ooh, did he just Oprah Show have a salon? Let me get over here and see what's going on. Well, okay. All I could do was look it up. and we didn't have all the technology we have now.
Right.
I think it was like 2005, six, somewhere in there. And so I went and I looked into it, and I found that I just called the phone number. They transferred me to the spot. It took me 2 years to get in there, just one day a week.
Mm. Mm.
Years. Mario didn't want me to work there. I didn't know why, because it was on a Monday. It looked good for me. My off day, my head of my department is at Oprah show. No, we'll come find out. Somebody, I guess they wanted to get that contract and it didn't happen. Or
Mm-hmm.
another thing happened is the manager, she used to work for them. And then I didn't know that. I'm just an innocent person trying to get in.
Right.
And so I
Right.
was backed up. And so I had to quit. I quit Mario's on April Fool's Day. They thought it was a joke. I said, no, I got to go because I'm supposed to do Oprah's nails. I know this. I did
Wow.
not get this close to that to do
Right.
her services, not to do her services. Something's there. So I
Something.
started I opened a salon with one of my clients downtown. Then she got jealous when I finally got in. You're there. I said, I'm there on Fridays. My God, this is great for our business. I'm downtown. I got my apartment next door to my salon.
Mhm.
I'm at 195, Spa 195. I'm in it. I done named the spa. I had my spa that I opened with my business partner then. It's still open today, ran by a girl that I hired, Olga,
Wow.
who was amazing. And
Yeah.
I know that I can build some things and it works,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
I got in one day a week. I started working there for 3 years. I was there before Oprah finally came in the spot. But I
Mhm.
wasn't there saying, oh, I'm here to do her, like a frantic, crazy person. I
Right.
was here to do God's work. And I knew
Mm.
God wanted me to do something more than what I was doing. And because it was a peace and happiness when I would do services like that. So I used to
Okay.
my
Before you go on though, when you say you're doing God's work, for people
Mhm.
who need to understand what that means, what was the God's work for you in that particular point in time?
For me, it was I love the comments that I would get from people when I would do their pedicures. They would say,
Mhm.
"Oh my God, you make me feel so good." They would cry. They would feel better.
Mm.
They said, "You just got it. You anointed." They would say, all kind of stuff. I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
I'm doing what I'm doing. But I would take the time and actually take care of them, which was
Mhm.
very rare.
Mhm.
Somebody would just, I can get that foot smooth. I can smooth a foot. I don't care how
Mhm.
bad it is. I can do that. It's real. I got my
Mhm.
technique. Um,
Yeah.
and so that's just what it was. And I grew up in church, so I knew how to pray and I was studying metaphysics. But a lot of things that I knew I kept to myself because I didn't want
Mhm.
to spook nobody out.
Mhm.
They said something, I would sit there and massage them and I would pray. I would actually,
Really?
yes, you
Yeah.
you a lot. I didn't really tell nobody that. But anyway, that's what I would do. When I would service, I would touch them and I would be praying
Mm.
for them while I was touching them. Just like the
Mhm.
products, I pray when I go into my warehouse. I would pray, in my warehouse. If I feel something's going on, I turn on gospel music. It's just this thing you have to keep your peace because I know
Yeah.
I'm here to do something bigger. Because he
Right.
put me there. If he wouldn't put it in my face, he said, "Well, how much are you willing to do? How far will you go? Will you
Mhm.
let this job go?" And then, as when I started working at the show, started realizing why I was there because of the
Mm.
people I would meet, the people that
Mm.
worked there. When you worked inside an Oprah show, it was like being in heaven. It was
Mm.
like a little piece of heaven. For example, you would walk in the door. Everybody was on the same page, positive, happy, at peace, best job ever, new, smartest
So,
women,
like,
smartest men.
energetically. Mm.
You trusted each other that you don't get outside those doors. You can say something, you don't have to worry about me saying, like now, I can talk to my Harpo friends and trust that they're not going to take it outside our circle. It was this friendship, this bond, like a family that you can say things and feel comfortable. So they're in there getting services and they're talking. And and you wouldn't dare say nothing because if you say something, you out. I'm like, I'm staying here. Mm-mm. Or somebody might say something, and if it gets out, they know they said it in front of you. So it
Right.
this thing, this camaraderie of that you had to help each other out. They were exhausted. Sometimes you see them work and they plan a whole week and something happened like the Hurricane Katrina and everything shuts down and you got to change it. So you were
Right.
all of that. So you didn't have to worry about coffee, tea. You didn't have to worry about lunch. Lunch was like $5. You can have
Mhm.
salmon, asparagus. You're not gonna get salmon and asparagus by a chef out here. And when I would leave, I'm like, one day a week. So it was just this thing, it's a feeling, an energy that was so strong inside that building. And
And And Gloria, just to for our audience, especially for people who are afraid to let go of things that they feel that they have to hold on to because of security. It's the thing that's going to take care of their day to day. And they know that there's something more. They
okay.
feel that there's something more inside of them, but they're
Mhm.
so afraid of change and letting go of that monochrome of success. What do you say to people who are struggling with that?
I say, do as I did. I kept my day job, you know, but I dabbled into my, I would say, soul job, something that was making me happy that I knew
Mm,
and I did naturally. Not,
mhm.
and if you don't know what that is, think about what people say about you. That was some Oprah advice she gave me. She said, think about what people say about you. Wow, Clay, you're really good at, you should
Mhm.
do and if you
Mhm.
look back, people telling you what you should do, what you're doing right now.
That's
And
right.
it's something deeper, and they probably say you should be a minister, you should be a coach, you should be mental health for helping people now is huge. And being, I say, go with what you love, what you know.
Right.
Your passion is helping children get better or having some, do that on a side, like a volunteer thing. Try something out, and then that way you can at least start meeting the people,
Right.
connecting to the people that will pull you in that direction that you need to go into.
Mhm.
And for
And
me, this is the best season to do that. This season,
hey, that's right.
millionaires are made out of this. Legends are made out of this. And a lot
That's
of
right.
times it's not even about money. It's about when you do get to a certain point, you don't even need money. When you get to a point,
Mhm.
some people have told stories in young events. I told a story once. I'm not getting into that. But I remember a story she told once about how when you get to that point, you don't need money. They say, we know who you are. Don't worry. Like Tina Turner. Remember Tina Turner when Ike and Tina
Yeah.
fought and Tina didn't have nowhere to go? That manager
Mhm.
at the hotel said, Miss Turner,
Yeah.
we
We
got you.
know your name.
Do your
Yeah.
work. So if you do work,
Mm.
money is not even an issue. It's not even, it's just a vessel. And if you
Right.
do it and it's more of a volunteer, you can start a 501c3. If you start a 501c3, you still can have a salary.
Mhm.
You can. But if
Mhm.
you're giving, you have to find that part of you that wants to give and help. And I was given the wrong way at first, and now I give the right way.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm slowing
Okay.
my business down where I can focus more on my clients because that shop with me, that spend that money with me, that really need the foot nanny. Um,
Mhm.
I want to connect more with them because I feel like I'm selling to somebody and I'm seeing something happen in front of me, and a lot of people are in pain because I can tell
Mm.
what they're ordering that there's some
Mhm.
problems going on, and so I
Right.
feel like my purpose is to help them through their pain
Mhm.
through their feet. But if I
Mhm.
get so carried away and have so much going on, I can't live my purpose.
Wow. So then quieting down all of the chatter in order for you to be the vessel that God has called you to be.
Right. Remember, he said in my prayer, I heard, let them come to you. Don't you
Right.
go to them because you meet the wrong people when you start reaching out too much. But we
That's
have
right.
all this social media. We have LinkedIn, which is great.
Mhm.
We have your DMs, all the things that people are reaching to us. They see me, but I
Right.
can't see them because I'm so busy, you know,
Yeah.
all over.
That's right.
So I'm slowing it down.
Right.
Mhm.
So now you're at Oprah Winfrey Show for one day a week and you still
Yeah,
have your salon at the
yeah.
same time. All right. So,
So then one day she said to me, well, when she first came in, I saw how the girl did her pedicure, and I was like, I saw that. Sad eye.
mm,
I saw it. Oh. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's in here. But I was cool because you know why I was cool? Because Mario Tricoci prepared me for this level. I saw with so
yes.
many celebrities at Mario's, Jay Z,
Yeah.
the Dixie Chicks. the New York Knicks, the Red Sox, the Jada Pinkett Smith for that Muhammad Ali movie. Oh my God, so many people. I just serviced so many, but I was the lead. So
Right.
I called the crew. And and that prepared me for her. So when I saw her, it wasn't a freak out, it was an honor. It's a different feeling. And
That's right.
I'm skipping, but it was just one time she had gifted me to Malala. Am I saying it right? Malala won a Pulitzer Prize,
yes,
Nobel Peace Prize, and it was an honor for me to meet her because when I walked in that room, it felt like a spirit just took off. So when you get to a point where you meet people that are legends, meaning they have done the work and they're living their purpose, there's a level of respect that you have for them and just to be in their presence. And you have to absorb it, just absorb it. So I saw how the girl did her feet. I was like, the water was too hot. I said, that's Oprah. I could do better than that. So I started doing her glam squat. I was already doing them. So I stepped it up a little bit and said, please, give me an opportunity. Just one chance. One penny.
Just one chance.
After 3 months, they knew I was just one opportunity. Then she did come in and get a service. And so when I serviced her, that's when I knew even more that I had something, because most people don't give me time to service them. Or in a hurry.
Right.
I gotta go. Even working at the producers, everybody was working. It wasn't like they was laying out I got 20 minutes. I got you. It was the best of the best there. So she gave me the opportunity to actually service her for an hour, which most people gotta go. And so after that, for about 2 years, it went back and forth between me and the other girls in the salon that did it. And then one day she just came in and said, I want Gloria to do my service and my feet from now on. That's it. Okay, that's how we're going to do this. Okay, she done said it out loud. Jesus, here we go. Oh my God, this is it. What was she talking about? Why did she say it out loud? But, that was it. And then I think from that point, Stedman is the person who really put me on the path, the business path.
Really?
Yeah, because she on March 6th, 2009. 2009. She said, can you go to our house and do Stedman's pedicure for his birthday? I said, okay. And she wasn't going to be there. So I said, okay, you're going to be in South Africa. I'm going to be, okay, I'm going. So I went to their house in Chicago. I had the pie, his favorite pie that she had me take home. I'm like, I don't even know what's going on. I'm just going with it.
Okay. Yeah, just going.
At home, go. Okay. So when I got there, I said, surprise, happy birthday. And he said, but see, I'm telling you this because I had no idea what was going to happen. Not just them, just in passing with everybody, right?
Right.
So I sit down to do his service. The phone rang as soon as his feet went in the water. She said, happy birthday. I said, if I was late, I would not be sitting here talking to you right now. She was there, happy birthday. He looked down and said, what is this you're doing? And I'm thinking, why is he talking to me? This is Oprah's boyfriend. I don't want to talk to him. Why is he talking to me? I'm supposed to be doing his service. I'm just Gloria then, right?
Right.
I started mixing the products. I do it naturally. Doing my
right.
He says, what do you do? I said, I do this for my clients when I do them privately. I mix the products. He said, you need to figure out a way to put you in a jar. I said, what are you talking about? And he said, yeah, put you in a jar. You only have one Google search. I said, what do you mean? He said, if you get the name wrong, whatever you name it, it's going to be a miss. You don't name it Gloria Williams because we know you, but nobody won't remember that. So I'm thinking, okay. So he gave me a book called Building Your Life Brand by Stedman Graham. And who knew Stedman wrote a book? Okay. And I'm looking at the book and I'm like, okay, I'll read it. So for the next 2 years, I kind of, went through it, blah, 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 blah. And I was thinking about it, and that's when the show was ending in 2011. I'm still doing nails. I'm not at my salon no more. My business partner had nuts on me, wanted to take that from me. It's a whole nother story. I don't want to bring it up right now, but that's a whole nother story about business. I learned. And but I was working at Bliss. I started working at Bliss, and I still was at Harpo. And then I said, this is crazy. The show is about to end. What I'm gonna do with myself? I'm supposed to be doing more.
Right.
Who am I? I gotta take this. And so I asked her. I said, Ms. Winfrey, when did you know? Can I ask you a question? She said, yeah. And I took a deep breath, like, Lord, I'm gonna ask her a question because I didn't want to bother her when she's getting a service, right? So I said,
Right.
real quick, when did you know you want to be a talk show host? She said, no, I want to be a journalist. She said, that's what I want to be. She said, I can look back and say whatever people said to me I should do, I'm actually doing it, but I had to see it for myself and feel it for myself. And here I am doing it. And I can look back now and say it was right there in front of me all along. I just
Right.
had to open my eyes and see it. So I said, okay, well, I need some help because I don't even know how you got there. She said, well, what do you love to do? I said, feet. She said, if you had to choose, feet or nails. I said, feet. Love nails. That's easy to me. Feet. She said, okay, and that's what you do. Okay, now, okay. Can you help me a little
What do I do with that? Right.
You have to figure that out. Okay, now the show ended, right? 2011. I needed to find some clients to replace the show level of clientele I had.
Right.
During the time the show was ending, I found out about a salon in Naperville. In Barrington, Illinois. I rode the train out, started working there 1-2 times a week. The clients, everybody had a nanny. Everybody. See what I'm saying? You thinking and all of a sudden, everybody around me had a nanny. Everybody had time, like Oprah did, to get an hour service. Everybody was crying. I said, is this built on a historical property or did the Indians come? And the owner of the salon said, I don't know what you're doing, but you people
They love you. Yeah.
And they were like, and I think because I was like the only little black girl out there, and they were like, oh my God. And they would just start crying when I would be working. But I learned reflexology too now. Now I'm doing it here. Then I started seeing everybody was catching things. Like the dogs were getting sick. People were getting sick. Cancer. What's this one man had? Lou Gehrig's disease. It was just something going on. So I said, okay, wait, something's not right. Hold it. So I started telling different people, did you know that I've had 4 people to come here this week and tell me they had cancer? Now, that's not normal.
No.
Clients in the same vicinity. No. The dogs are getting sick. This is I said something is wrong. What is going on?
You paid attention. You're paying attention.
Right. And then I started sharing it with people. And this one lady was a scientist and she said, I'm glad you brought that up. Because there is something going on out here with the water. And she was telling me some things. I said, well, all I know is I was the neighborhood news and everybody had nannies around me. That's all I knew. So when I had to think about, I just told you that water thing. It had nothing to do with being a nanny, but it was just that the things that I connected people that never even talked. Right. I was bringing them together. I was doing this thing that I do. Okay. Meanwhile, I said, what do I love to do? I love to do feet. And who takes care of people? So I started thinking, and I never would have said nannies if the show didn't end.
Right.
It wasn't ending and the pressure was on me, that's my better thinking. Pressure on me, show ending. Oh my God, what's happening? Breathe, Gloria, meditate, pray. It'll be okay. Woosah. Right? So, I said, Lord, I'm giving it to you. Because whenever it's too much for me, I just have to give it back to him. I give it to you. And that's and I wasn't great at it, but I would go back, but still I got to the point where I just gave it to him.
Right.
And so that was it. And so then when I thought of Footnanny, I almost had an accident. And then it all snowballed into me going to do a service. And she said, have you come up with a name yet? And at first I did in that next service. I said, not yet. She said, it'll come.
It'll come.
It's like Jesus telling me it's going to come. Okay. So then finally, the next service, I had a box with 2 T-shirts in it that said footnanny.com. And I had put them in a nice little box. I mean, it took me almost an hour to find this box. I'm in the craft store going, no, she like green. Well, that box, over the box, right?
Right. Yeah.
because what do you give Oprah, right? So I go
Right.
in and I have the box. I sit on the counter and I'm getting ready. And I turn around and she said, "Oh, that's it, Footnanny. Oh my God, do you own the name?" I said, "Yeah, I own the name. I know what you told me what to do. Now I know what to do. Make a video." I said, "What?" Because my website person at the time that was making me a new website said, "Ask her for permission to put her name on your bio on your website." I said, "Okay."
Mhm.
And then it seemed like every time I get a blessing, like a something from her, like a here or any direction I get, even now, people freak out. Excuse me. People freak out and they want to take things from me or block me. So I say that to
Hmm.
say the lady told me to ask, and so I asked, and I said, before I could ask, that's when she said, "Let's do a video." Okay, wait, hold on. I said, "Okay, all right." What I'm gonna say?
Right.
Oh,
Right.
okay. And that's when she did the video telling everybody, "Hey, this is Oprah, it's Gloria, doing my nails for years. Now she's Footnanny at Footnanny.com." Mind you, that video
Hmm.
went crazy. When she did the tweet, she produced.
Mhm.
She's like, "No, getting out the water. No, put the light over here." I said, "Oh my God, what is going on right now?" And she moving the light around. I said, "Okay, fine. Okay, great. Okay." And she said, "This story doing my feet for years. Now she's known as Footnanny at Footnanny.com. Go to Footnanny.com. You feel like my feet." She said, "Are you ready?" I said, "Yeah, I'm ready." I'm like, "What she talking about? I'm ready. I'm ready." You just did. So she
Mm.
hit the button for tweet. And what happened was the feedback I got came from Yahoo. A lot of people somehow was connected to Yahoo, and her audience then was Yahoo. And they gave me so many emails, over 6,000 emails of people saying, "Yes, Footnanny, this is great. What is that? We want that." So those are the emails that I use today. Then when I get to, I
Wow.
need to reach back and look and see I'm right where I'm supposed to be. I'm
Mm.
everything, like they talk about diabetes. My mom had diabetes. I was
Mhm.
going to go away to college. I stay home. I didn't tell you that part of the story. I stay home to take care of her. But if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't know how to create this diabetic set I have now. And those emails about diabetes, I know what's going on. The podiatrist I needed to work for that set, the diabetic set, I met 2 years ago at a nail seminar with him talking. I'm like, I need to talk to him. And
Mm.
Dr. Pickler became my advisor just because,
Wow.
even though when I went to this seminar, I was a
Mhm.
little bamboozled on some things, okay? But I said,
Right.
"Lord, I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway because I went this far. They got me. Okay, whatever." But I feel like I was there to meet him. One of the
Mhm.
things I was there for. He is now, I can call him whenever I want to and just say, "Hi, Gloria." He said, "I'm so honored. This is so nice what you're doing." And I can't say that, I can clearly, truly say that my blessings come from all nationalities.
Mhm.
Oprah, yes, she was a vessel to tell me sprinkle some thoughts on my head, but she wants you to go and live your life. She don't want to direct your life. You have to live and reach within of who you are and find that. If it was something tragic happened to you, you need to figure out a way to tell that story and help other people that have been through something tragic. If
Mhm.
it was something great, come out of tragic. I believe there's greatness in all things, even though we're
Mhm.
not happy with what would happen. We do make choices that put us where we are,
Right.
but I just believe there's a way to find something good in all things.
And Gloria, listen, you have just given us a full-on masterclass on business development, on purpose, on calling, on like literally allowing things to sort of come to you.
Mhm.
How do people understand or know how to be in touch with their intuition? How do they know, as you did, of let me follow the next step and then the next step and the next step? How do people tap into that guidance? Because I think that's the number one thing I hear throughout my podcast or just in clients in general. They don't know how to tap into that intuition to guide them towards living their greatest life.
I think for me, I find just a lot of stuff that's happened to me that I, I mean, I've had things happen to me as I'm leaving church, and I've prayed for a place to
Mm.
live in LA, um, for a roommate that I can trust and know that nobody gonna hurt me. And I'm leaving church, meeting somebody at a dinner party, told me about Faithful Central Church. I end up at church. But she also told me about this place that her friend just moved out of. I found that, and then that stay lasted for about a year and a half. And I said, I gotta find another place because ladies something house. And I go to church. I leave out. I see it was an earthquake a few days before that, and I see disaster preparedness. It drawed me to the table. I meet Reverend Jackie. Reverend Jackie, I invite her to come over to get a service. Reverend Jackie comes over, gets the service in LA. That's a whole nother story. Invite her to get the service, and then Reverend Jackie says, "Well, I was trying to get this room ready. I got 2 college students just moved out, just like Ruth Grissom did me." You
Wow.
know, that
Yeah.
those things like that.
Yeah.
How I ended up in LA, I ended up in Beverly Hills. I didn't end up in LA. I ended up working in Beverly Hills. When the show ended, Oprah asked for me to come to California to do her services and some of the girls for the NAACP Awards, no, Essence Awards.
Mhm.
And I came to her house. I'd never been to California to her house at all. Okay.
Mhm.
And I'm looking at the lemon trees and orange trees. I'm like, what is this from the Midwest? And just me sitting down in the chair. And
Yeah.
Tasha Beverly Hills sits next to me,
Mm.
eyebrows. And I'm looking
Mm.
like, Jesus. She just checked. This is Anastasia. The positioning. Woo! He'll put you right there next to it. And
Mm.
I think if you find some meditation music that you like, if you have a crazy house where people are loud, all these things going on, you have to find that quiet time for yourself. Meaning, you might wait till they all go to sleep, and you might get up at 12 o'clock. And you
Mhm.
might sit in your living room, or you might take your bath and turn your quiet music on and get centered. Because it's
Mhm.
hard to get centered, learn how to get centered with a lot of chaos going on. But then what happens is maybe until about 3 months, you'll start to learn to be just sitting there talking to somebody, and the chaos is going, and you ain't even feeling it. It's this
That's right.
wall that you have to build up, that people can complain about things, but you can't let it get inside of you. I mean,
Mhm.
sadness, yes, I cry because somebody, but then you push back, and you find that
Mhm.
center. I say find a meditation music, spiritual music, um, the word, turn the word on in the car. That's your moment. I do a lot of things in the car. I'm single, I live alone, but I still love my car moments. Find those quiet moments to yourself, and even and do things within for you. If you know cooking calms everybody down in the house, my mother used to do that. Cook. If you know everybody's got something going on, they sick or whatever, you're the center, or you find your center, and you just find that peace to help people. That's all I
Yeah.
can say. I mean, I do it now. Like, I take a breakfast bath, and I take a candle now and some salts, of course, Footnanny salts,
Footnanny. Mhm.
hmm and sprinkle them in the tub and just have the moment. You could turn the lights on in your bathroom in the daytime and it's dark. So you
Yeah.
have to find those moments, especially now what we're going through. Find,
Yeah.
yeah, and
Find the
be
moments.
obedient. Don't take those risks. Like, oh, I have faith. I'm gonna walk out here and I'm gonna go see all my friends and God. No, no, no. Brother called me yesterday in Illinois. He says, "Yeah, Philip just left." I said, "Philip who?" He said, "Our brother Philip." I said, "From North Carolina?" "Oh yeah, they drove up here." You know what I said? Take a deep breath. And he's the one with diabetes that I worried about. And I said,
Mm.
"I'm done. Lord, I give them to you. Go ahead." I mean, they just, they get, "Oh, I'm going to drive." I said, "Oh, okay, so y'all visiting this up. Okay. Neither one of them got
Mhm.
shot. Okay, great. Okay."
Yeah.
So I'm
Uh-huh.
just saying, you got to get that family stuff. If it's in your life, get that family stuff out your life. A
Mhm.
lot of people that do things in your family, they're always going to do those same things in your family.
Hey. Hey, say that.
No, and they still doing what they was doing when you was alive.
Mhm.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta let that stuff go. And Gloria, talk to us specifically about some of your products. I had it for the foot rub for the first time, the lavender.
Yeah.
And when I
All
tell
types of
you,
lavender. Okay, we gotta get this one.
ooh, woo, when
Well,
I tell you that's go ahead.
I think what happens is, um, I always want to know who my shopper was. And I started noticing that some people would buy lavender. Like if you bought lavender and I saw a man's name, I would say, no, it's either for him or it's for a gift. I don't know which one is
Mm-hmm.
for. So let me do a little survey. So I took the word man and I said Footnanny man. And I had eucalyptus tea tree unscented. I see now I have to add lavender. Okay. And people would say, well, what's the difference in the man and the woman? And I'm thinking, is she trying to ask me that because she wants to buy something for her husband and for herself or what? So
Mm.
I said, well, men like their territory. They're like, man,
Yeah.
strong word. And I did
Mm.
a survey with all the male friends in my feed in my phone that I knew. I sent this. I said, boom, 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 boom. And it was like, yes, 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 yes. Because nobody thinks about man like I think about man. No
Right.
grew up around men. And I was always, get on my stuff, give me the, so I developed the products for my customer, for the person. If somebody is diabetic, now I have diabetic. If I have a
Mm-hmm.
mom, I have Footnanny, mama, sister, auntie, and grandma. And
Mm-hmm.
each product has a story. Every product has a story about my life. So if you see mama is Ginger, she is the cure all of the family. So I said, who
Mm.
essential oil cures? Ginger. And then I said,
Oh, wow.
sister is the peach of the family. I mean, what's a family without a sister? Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Auntie is grapefruit. That's me. Auntie will tell you the truth, bitter or sweet.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna tell you the truth. Grandma,
Mm-hmm.
everybody's grandma had a banana recipe for something. Banana
Yeah.
pie, banana cream pie, banana wafers, banana this, and so I chose banana for grandma. So each product has a story of my life.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Gloria, listen. I
Fashioned wellness in a jar.
what's that?
Old fashioned wellness in a jar. Footnanny. And
Yeah, that's
it's from
exact.
scratch, so it's not like now with the COVID season going, I've been overwhelmed with success, but it's more like it's success, but it's more like a need. Some people are crying for help. So
That's right.
we pump it up a little bit more. You might get your scent and it have a little more kick to it because I know if I could get to them like they ask in the emails, how do I feel what Oprah is feeling? I said, how do
Mm-hmm.
I put myself in that house and not be there? How do I
That's
put
right.
myself in that jar? Like Stedman said, how do you put yourself in the jar? I need them to feel what I want them to feel.
Mm-hmm.
So I have the rescue buffer, so I have the power kits now.
Mm-hmm.
I have the Footnanny the starter kit. I have just a single jars. And so now I'm narrowing it down to my top sellers and the top things that work and sticking with that. My military line, I have the boots collection and
Wow.
brother who needs something to do. He's quadriplegic, but he's still the same person he was when he wasn't quadriplegic.
Mm-hmm.
So he needs something to do. So he helped me design the label of the boots collection for military. Because there's a story in camo, and I didn't know there was a story in camo. Each
Right.
all camo has a story of where the war took place and what
Mm-hmm.
shrubbery was around you, and that's how the camo was created. So I didn't want to offend anybody in any military branch, and so he helped me with the three camo.
That's brilliant.
Yeah,
Yeah. So last week I had on a massage therapist and he was talking about the level of chronic stress like never ever before. And he has been feeling that massage therapy should be a part of healthcare practitioners. It should be a part of your healthcare plan. Do
yeah.
you think that pedicures should be a part of that experience as well?
Yes, and I want to say something about massage therapy. I feel that in our industry, with the beauty industry, with manicures, pedicures, massage, hairstylists, all this, I feel like we're at a pivotal moment of showing
Mm.
your strength, how
Mhm.
how well how much of a servant you are. You're here to serve. So
That's right.
if you're here to serve, you must know how to pivot. And you must know it's not about us and it's not about you. It's about how this person needs you to help them. I haven't seen maybe some out there doing it. I'm sure there are, but I haven't seen it. But I think practitioners need to know now. People need to know what to expect prior to you getting there. It's not, hey,
Mm.
I'm here with a massage table. Hey, I'm here with a pedicure thing. They need to know what to expect from you being the one. You got to
Mhm.
pull yourself out of all of this loudness and be the
Right.
one person that can help those people. So if I haven't gotten a massage in a year since COVID, and I usually get massages every month. And I was like, well, maybe I'll use this person. No, they're not showing me how they're taking care of themselves. It's like, don't get stuck into anybody in our industry, don't get stuck in your ways, so set in your ways that you can't change and elevate your level. Meaning,
Mm-hmm.
now I had a big salon in Beverly Hills, the Salon Suite inside of Salon Republic, but now I got a smaller one. And it
Mm-hmm.
took a lot to get to that point because I had in my mind, I had the sauna, the dry sauna, I had the salt walls. They're going to detox, and COVID came. Even
Right.
though it's a great time to do that,
Mm-hmm.
I can't do it because
No
health-wise,
way.
I know it would infect somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to, my neighbor, she wanted it so bad, she ended up buying it. I got a smaller suite with a window. So now I'm going to wear a certain gear that when I'm servicing them, they'll know that I care and they're protected. Massage therapists, I don't see why nobody has come up with no kind of glove situation
Yeah.
to do what you do. If you are great at what you do, you can do it with a little bit of nothing. You can.
I know this to be true.
You'll be
I
out
know this.
see somebody, you can do an interview with a cell phone. Hold on, wait a minute.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's right.
let's record it.
Yeah.
It's just if you're great at what you do, you should be able to do it and adjust and not have ego involved. Because women can have ego too. We can. You can have it.
Gloria, listen, we are at an hour and I want to respect your time. I have to have you back for a part two conversation because there's so much of just even more the spiritual talk, the nitty
Yeah.
gritty of it all
Mm-hmm.
that I think and know for sure that your experience and just your lived will is important for us to hear during this point in time.
Say this. Can I say this? If
Yeah.
it's something you want to work on and something you want to do, a lot of times you should keep it to yourself until it manifests. Because people can be dream stealers, meaning they'll talk you out of it. And I think social media has become one of the biggest dream stealer platforms I've ever
Mm,
seen. You expressing something about what you do, and they're copying you. They
yeah.
Clubhouse now. They're listening to you. I just saw a girl I know. She recorded somebody on Clubhouse,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's getting
Hmm.
really messy out there. So I feel like we need to dial it back because everybody doesn't need to see your house, your children, your address, where you are. Um, just dial it back and get more private with your things. But
Hmm.
I say that's what I say. That's my advice. That's I'm gonna
And all right. And just last but not least, just to that end, before I let you go, 'cause I really have to ask you,
It's okay.
how has purpose then centered you and allowed you to be ready for this moment that you are experiencing or the moments that you have experienced?
I'm at the point now where I do things prior to it manifesting.
Yeah.
I came around the corner. I moved to Woodland Hills. I came around the corner and I was looking for an office space, and I was like, I need an office space because I don't want to sit in the house doing stuff in the house. I know it's my work at home. That's the headquarters for, like, if COVID hit, we good. I can do stuff from the house. But I felt something else going on. I needed something more.
Mm.
So I went around the back of this building, and
Mhm.
as soon as I went into this one space, I had saw the sign up here. I called. I had been driving around one day. I met the guy over there, and we went in, and the neighbor didn't want me to have it. Here we go
Mm.
again. Didn't want me
Mm.
to have it. Okay. I said, well, to him, he said, well, I'm so sorry. He wants it. I said, I'll tell you something. I need peace and harmony. Peace and harmony. So I said, isn't there another space? You told me, yes. I got the same space with 10 office suites, and that space had no office suites. For the same price, the dude back here wanted. So now I'm here, and I'm like, I feel great energy. I feel the spirit. I have no
Yeah.
clue what's about to happen. But my friend, she said, why did you do? I said, I do that. I get ready. You have to be ready. If you pray for a new car, how can you put the car with Yana Van Zyt? I'm gonna recommend a book. This is a good book.
Go ahead.
In the Meantime is a book that Iyanla Vanzant put out.
So good.
Yeah, you right.
Mm-hmm.
And the prayer said and the prayer answered. What are you doing to get ready? And it has notes in there. You can take notes. She tells you a story and you relate to it. And she says, how are you going to get ready for a new car if you don't have the garage cleaned out? How are you going to be ready for a job interview for Zoom if you don't have the stuff all together? You have to be ready and expecting and say, it's going to happen. Now I got to get ready, because it is. If you pray for it and you ask for it, it will happen. It's going to happen. He said it would. So you have to get ready for it. Like me, I have 40, 70, 60 wigs at home. And I said, now wait. But I had it there. I could just go and get them. Okay. Short hair, bob hair, long hair. So you got to be ready for the prayer to make. I don't know who you know. And I don't know who's watching this. But you just got to be ready, right?
You got to be ready. That's right. So listen, Gloria, where can we learn more about you and to purchase some of these amazing Footnanny products? And also, do you ship internationally? We're in 74 countries, so I want to make sure that they know what you do.
Amazon. You can shop on Amazon for the international situation. And footnanny.com, and use code Oprah anytime you shop. You'll always get a discount. Because I would not be where I am without Oprah. I'm going to do code Jesus one day. They're going to freak out.
Well, listen, folks, I'll make sure to have all of Gloria's information at the base of this podcast. Again, you can learn more about me by visiting clayswilliams.com. And I'm on all of your favorite social media by the handle of @PlanA with Clay. That's @PlanA with Clay. Remember, folks, Clay is with a K. Thanks for listening. I look forward to seeing you in our very next episode of Plan A Conversations.